Another topic that has been showing us flames
Oh.
is this movie called Cuties.
Hey, guys, if you've seen that trailer,
Bro.
Never mind the trailer, bro. I've seen scenes from the movie. That
you-
stuff was disturbing, bro.
Bro.
like, guys,
it's-
if you haven't checked that out, Cuties, Cuties, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer of it. I haven't seen scenes from the movie.
Mm.
It's somebody gave a rundown. I don't even know what to say.
First of all, I don't even know how that movie made it onto Netflix. Like,
Bro.
do they not have people like proof watching these things?
It's another clicks.
It's another clicks.
like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like,
Which we will get
like,
to. It's a topic we'll get to
We'll
just
get to
now.
because they know, like, quality control process going
Bro.
on before they put this thing up. Like, it's just I don't know. First of all, what shocked me the most out of this, okay, well, from what it seems, I haven't seen the movie, but from what it seems, it's like some sort of dance movie
Yeah.
that involves a group of young girls.
Yeah.
But when I say young, these girls look like they're between like 10 and maybe 13
And
at the
they-
oldest.
Yeah.
And they are but out here doing the most. Like,
They're doing the WAP challenge.
Yeah.
basically.
pretty
The
much.
movie
you
is
know?
about 10 to 13-year-old
Old-
girls doing the WAP
Pretty
challenge.
much.
If we have
Yeah.
to sort of sum it up.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
First of all, how did their parents allow them
Yeah.
like to let them do it? First of all, second of all, the person who directed it is a woman.
Wow.
That scared me the most. I'm like, how? What on God's green earth possessed you to actually make that movie?
Possessed you.
I'm sorry, there's no other way to explain it. Like, what were you thinking? Like, you're a woman. These are little
You have
girls,
you
like-
have nurture you have an like natural nurturing ability as a woman. Like from my perspective, I wouldn't think a woman would be okay with directing basically little young girls at a tour competition, because the premise is they in a tour competition.
It is?
It's about
that's what it seems, because the one scene that I came across online is literally the one girl who seems like the protagonist in
Yeah.
the movie is teaching all the other girls how to twerk. So she's teaching them how to arch their backs, how to do this, how to like they are out here doing the
My
most,
God,
bro.
Bro.
Like
What
the
is this?
most.
Child,
It's-
look
I
at-
couldn't even
Bro.
watch, like, honestly, I got about, I think, like 30 seconds, 45 seconds of the video. I was like, nah, bro, this is crazy.
You know, I think what I'm learning is that depending on, you see, this whole first world and whatnot country stuff,
Mm.
it's actually real. Because depending on which world level you are in, you get more desensitized. And it goes
Yeah.
back to what
Oh,
we
yeah.
were saying in our pilot episode, that it's almost like either the more westernized we get, the more desensitized we get to
Yeah.
things. Because if you come to sort of like our context in Africa, there's still a lot of sort of cultural things, traditional things. We're still a bit more reserved with regards
Yeah.
to these things. And to us, maybe this thing is like, whoa, this is too much. And maybe overseas, they're like, hey, guys, come on, chill. I mean, this is normal. But to
Yeah.
us, because of our cultural context, GBV, we still go back to that.
Yeah.
Gender-based violence, which we're still trying to do with mindsets of men. There's pedophiles.
Yeah.
There's so many bad things going on in the world. I don't think we need this.
No.
That's my opinion.
Not at all.
I don't think we.
my-
But the world actually feels we don't need that movie, because surprisingly they won an award at the Sundance.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like,
That was at the Sundance Film Award. They won an award for that movie.
What about it? What is the award? What about it?
I'd love to know.
I would love to know what category that was in, because to have young girls twerking, making a movie of it, and actually giving an award, maybe the cinematic quality, maybe there was the I don't know, the artwork of the movie, but that doesn't justify the fact that you're promoting pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what everyone is saying, that they're promoting pedophilia. And the first poster, apparently, the first artwork or cover picture for the movie was actually fine, but because people watched it, they had found out what it's about,
What was
and
going on?
they had obviously cancel culture wants to cancel it,
Yeah.
and then from there they decided they're going to change the artwork. But then the second artwork actually looks way worse.
Then the first
than
one.
the first one.
Oh, that's
The-
the one where they all in the uniform.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you get an idea of what it's about, and that's the one that actually had everyone like on Netflix like, yo,
Yeah.
what is this? What are you doing? Like, why are you
But,
promoting this thing?
You know what I'm finding as the messed up thing in this world right now? The messed up thing is that by the nature of the fact that we are talking about this topic and maybe some of us are against it, the funny thing is we could have people protest against us
Yeah.
to say that
Yeah.
Bit weird.
what we are saying is wrong because we
Yeah.
are against some freedom of
Of
right to
Freedom
rights,
of expression.
some freedom
yeah.
of expression. The girls
Bro.
should be able at that age to show off their bodies the way that they want to. And I feel like this whole freedom thing is amazing and great, but sometimes it's getting out of hand because
it
now
is.
we could really have people screenshot what we are saying.
Exactly.
These guys are just against the progression
Yeah.
of some sort of movements of whatever it is, and they're talking against these girls freely consenting with their families to be a
Yeah.
part of this movie. And I feel like this whole cancel culture thing
Yeah.
they're always on about is also just too slap bang.
You know, like,
Because I mean, this is sorry
No,
to
no problem.
interrupt you, but because this is not the first time that Netflix has been under fire for something along these lines. I remember, I think it was last year, or might have even been the beginning of this year. There was a series that was up on Netflix. It was an Italian series about these two schoolgirls, and they kind of like got mixed up in the wrong side of life, you know, and got into drugs and partying and stuff like that, to the point where they actually started prostituting themselves out.
oh,
That show got, like, it was under so much fire because they were saying that they're promoting underage prostitution. First of all, they were promoting prostitution. Second of all, the girls were portraying high school girls, so they were underage technically, and they were promoting it. So Netflix got
got flame for that.
they caught fire for it. Why are they not catching fire for this? Because it seems like most of the heat itself is actually directed towards the woman who made the movie and not Netflix. She's been getting death threats. Like, there's been
I think
big things going on, but nobody's saying anything to Netflix.
I think it goes back to the whole thing of maybe in the Netflix headquarters there are people, because I'm not sure what you call these movements, but there are people who are saying that it's not fair maybe to shut this down because of some opinions that say that this is not okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like this whole thing of being too open allows too many things to come in, and then when the people don't like what's actually happening, they'll actually go after the person and not the organization.
Yeah.
Because maybe the organization policies say that we're not going to discriminate towards the content that we are taking in because of how open these things are. And I'm not against things being open. I'm just maybe against the perpetual effects of what it might have to the next generation and to the kids that are growing up. I mean, I always say these people are going to have problems that we have never heard of because of what they're growing up watching.
Exactly.
True.
Type of thing.
I mean, I know you do get a lot of pole dancing schools. Young kids, I've seen young kids do, like, I've judged talent shows and stuff in my dance career, and you get kids doing taking pole dancing schools, and they talent, they're amazing. Like off the bat, you think pole dancing, like, that's related to something that's of a very explicit nature. But when you see these little, like, these girls do it, it's like, wow, okay, there's so much strength, so much they got so much poise, so much technique at the dance, like from a dance perspective. And young girls are doing it, so they've obviously taken away the explicit idea that it's generalized around the ethos.
Sure.
So I'm just saying maybe they did the exact same thing getting these kids into this movie, because maybe they try to not consider it as what we think of it as we know it to be, because there's no way kids just, I don't know.
So you're saying that maybe it's our lens that's distorted, and they didn't come from that angle.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm against it too. I'm just trying to also understand where they're coming from the idea of
this
it.
thing even made it.
So maybe
platform.
I get you. So maybe it's our lens that's looking at it from a whole twerk
like,
perspective, and they may be like, hey, we're not even.
You know what I'm saying? In Europe, the twerking genre of dance is big. Like, there are classes, there's different moves and stuff. Like, there's different stuff, just like how you'd have popping and locking. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of moves just for that genre. So maybe as as a society, we don't know that much of Europe because it's from Europe. This movie, am I
Yeah,
right?
as far as I know.
Maybe we're not familiar with that kind of a culture, but at the end of the day, it is not something that should be spread across the world on a media platform where there are pedophiles at watching this. It's promoting the wrong sort of message.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm trying to find where they could be coming from with this, being their culture from wherever it was produced. But again, it's the wrong message being sent.
Yeah, there definitely should have been some guidelines put in place. Like,
Yeah.
Like I can okay, fair, not to say that they should have used like older girls or something, but well they should have. But it's just like I mean, you got to think about the message that you're portraying to
little
kids.
girls,
Like,
little
it's like,
girls,
okay, it's
little
cool for me
kids.
to do
No,
that,
yeah.
I get you.
So
You know what? I would really also love to hear from you guys in the comments. What are your thoughts? Please watch the trailer. Come back. Tell us exactly what you think. And do you think that something like that would be relevant in the South African market?